Okay, here's the dilemma for today's deep dive. Does optimization really require a credit card or just bare feet?
Huh, right. We're looking at two very different paths to feeling better.
Exactly. One is the high-tech, pretty expensive rote drinking your nutrients.
Specifically, the next-gen formula of AG1. That'll run you about $79 a month on subscription.
And the other path is, the complete opposite. The low-tech, totally free route of earthing.
Just standing in the backyard.
Yeah. So we've got a stack of sources here to sort this out. A brand new 2026 dietitian's review, some clinical trials, an NIH meta-analysis, and a documentary on this whole grounding thing.
And our mission really is to figure out if you need to chemically engineer your gut health, or if you just need to physically connect to the ground to lower that stress and inflammation.
Let's start with the chemistry set then. AG1.
Yeah.
If you're online at all, you know the pitch. It's that nutritional insurance angle.
It is. But looking at the sources, it's incredibly ambitious chemically. We're talking about 83 ingredients.
83?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Vitamins, minerals, adaptogens, probiotics, the whole kitchen sink. And with this new formula, they actually have some recent data from something called the SHIME model.
Right, the simulator of the human intestinal microbial ecosystem, the robot gut.
The robot gut, exactly. It lets them model digestion without all the variables of a human subject. And the results were pretty significant. It showed a huge enrichment of the microbiome.
How huge are we talking?
The numbers were high. Healthy bacteria, like lactobacillus and bifidobacterium, increased by over 10 times. So the biological activity is definitely there.
10 times is massive. And it is NSF certified for sport, so athletes know it's clean. But the dietitian's review points out a major friction point, the proprietary blend.
Yes. This is the problem with so many of these all-in-one supplements. The label lists all these amazing sounding complexes, superfoods, enzymes.
But not the amounts, right? It doesn't say how much of each ingredient is actually in the complex.
Precisely. So you know you're getting, say, reishi mushroom, but you have no idea if it's a functional dose that actually does anything, or just the tiny sprinkle for the marketing.
And for that price, the sources also flag some pretty big gaps.
They do. It has almost no fiber, just 2 grams and 0 vitamin D. So the dietitian's verdict was pretty blunt. Unless you have an absorption issue or you're an elite athlete, your money is probably better spent on whole foods.
Okay, but there is one ingredient in that blend I want to pull out because it connects health with, how you feel. Ashwagandha.
Oh, yeah, a powerful adaptogen. The NIH did a systematic review on it.
And what's wild is that it found statistically significant reductions in cortisol levels and anxiety scores.
It confirms the biology, the stress hormone goes down, but that same study revealed a really fascinating paradox.
The quality of life metric, I saw that. Their cortisol was down, they were chemically less stressed, but the participants didn't report a statistically significant improvement in their actual quality of life.
It suggests we can fix a biomarker without really fixing the human experience. You can be chemically calmer, but, still not feel any better.
Which is the perfect pivot to the physics of this. If chemistry doesn't solve burnout, maybe electricity does. Let's talk about earthing.
This is a total shift from the gut to the nervous system. The whole argument, which comes from a guy named Clint Ober, is that humans are bioelectrical beings.
He was a cable TV executive, right?
Yeah, and he realized that if you don't ground a cable line, you get interference, you get static.
And his theory was that we stopped grounding ourselves in the 1960s when we invented synthetic rubber soles for our shoes.
Exactly. Rubber is an insulator. It cuts us off from the Earth's natural electrical charge. The theory is that this allows a positive charge to build up in our bodies, which drives inflammation.
So the cure is just touching the Earth. The documentary claims the Earth is like a giant negative battery full of free electrons. When you touch it, those electrons flow into you and act like antioxidants.
It sounds a little out there, I know, but some of the data in the Grounding Research Hub is compelling. They found reduced blood viscosity, so better circulation, and normalized cortisol.
But the study that really got me was the one on preterm infants in the NICU.
That's the one, because it completely eliminates the placebo effect.
Right, you can't tell a preemie in an incubator to feel better because they're touching a wire.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
And when they grounded these incubators, the baby's vagal tone, which is a key measure of how relaxed your nervous system is, it increased by 67%.
67%. So the baby's physically relaxed just by being electrically connected. That really points to a genuine physiological mechanism at play here.
It really does. It forces you to rethink what's essential. You can pay for the green powder, it's convenient, it boosts your gut bacteria, but it's opaque and expensive.
Or you can try the free method of grounding. It seems to help with inflammation, but, you actually have to go outside and take your shoes off.
Which leaves us with a pretty provocative final thought. We spend so much time counting calories and macros and nutrients.
But if we really are bioelectrical beings living on a giant battery, are we just suffering from a nutrient deficiency?
Or are we actually suffering from an electron deficiency?